All right, man, we back. Goodfellas Sports TV. Appreciate everybody for checking in. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, bell icon button, share the video. And we already know what happened last night. Tyson Fury got down on Deontay Wilder. Um, no sugarcoating it here. Gonna tell it how it is. But before we get into it, don't forget we on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Email also is in the description if y'all need to reach out for a business question, inquiry, sponsorship, or video request, or anything else. Email and Twitter is the two fastest ways to get in touch with me. All that information is in the description. Either touch the title or hit the drop down box. Don't forget to check out our sponsor, Cash Buyers Recyclers. They want to buy your phones and give you cash for it. All the information is on the screen and in the description. If you like and follow them and share them on follow, or share them on social media, get an opportunity to win an iPhone's the promo they running right now. So if you got an old phone laying around, hit the number up, hit the website up, email them, DM them on Facebook, DM them on Instagram. Right now, if you're looking for some alternative to Johnson & Johnson and those, Walmart, Walgreens, and Myers, and whoever else you shop at, products, CVS, check out the Hellblades. They got 100% all natural organic products, lotion, soaps, foot soaps, bath bombs, deodorant, toothpaste, hair pomade, much, much more. Website, promo code, description. Goodfellow One Box, get you 18% off. Go check them out right now. Use PayPal, PayPal, debit cards, whatever. So website, promo code, description. Want to make a donation, Cash App on the screen and PayPal there. Always super chat open. Prepare Cash App and PayPal. Appreciate that love, support. But yeah, man, I went to the bar and watched it last night. Lucky I drunk. The first time I drunk in almost a year. So it wasn't like watching AB getting beat up by Madonna. It was hard to watch. You know, um, it was tough. But then we talk about Errol and Terence as well. But it was tough. It was tough to watch. But I already knew once he dropped him. At first, I thought it was a push, but he hit him on the side of the head because Wilder turned that way. It wasn't an intentional rabbit punch, but once Wilder lost his legs, it was over with. I thought they should have stopped the fight around the fifth round. I think it was, but Fury ran out the corner. Sugar Hill had him aggressive. That crunk style, he was looking to be more aggressive, and Wilder couldn't handle the exchanges, but Samuel Roy was going on. So at the end of the day, Wilder was the last American hope. I'm not saying it's over with for him. It clearly ain't. But, other than that, you got Miller, which we don't know how he's going to look without the shit in his ass. Charles Martin got a big win. Kanowski. Dominic Brazil. I mean, it's like the greatest heavyweight division for America right now. Obviously, it's far from Muhammad Ali, Jack Johnson, Sonny Liston, George Foreman, Joe Frazier, Larry Holmes. And the UK happy that they got all the belts right now, but nobody gives a shit about boxing nowhere in America. You know what I'm saying? But tips my hat off for them. But we still got the greatest fighters of all time in the heavyweight division. And don't forget, Tyson Fury had to go get a black man from America, from Detroit, to help him beat Deontay Wilder. So it wasn't just like it was a clear people affair. All right, it wasn't like it was just a white party. Just like it wasn't a whole bunch of snow people in the clear people in his corner. He had to go get a brother to get the knockout. So let's not forget that. All right. So shout out to Sugar Hill. Obviously, it made a tremendous difference from Bill Davison to Sugar Hill last night, but everybody worried about the weight. I'm telling you, I wasn't really concerned about the weight. Tyson Fury 6'9", carried the weight well. He came out of shape the last time. He was out of shape the big time the first time, and he still boxed well. Really didn't get that tired towards the end. And last night, he was just aggressive. And that's what you need to do to beat Deontay Wilder. That's how you fight a puncher. Same way, like I told you guys. Same way Andre Ward fought Kovalev. That's how you fight a puncher. Deontay Wilder if he don't get the proper leverage on that right hand, if he ain't moving forward, punching that right hand, or he ain't sitting down and getting an opportunity to think, Tyson Fury just had the perfect game plan. You can't even knock it. Fury had the perfect game plan. I mean, Ricky E, what's going on? Wood, what's going on? Paul, I know I had to reset the chat, so shit, I don't see all these until now. Quan, what's going on? Tell Lil Quan says, Rayzone, salute. Ricky E in the super chat. I'm glad I did scroll up. He said, Bud and Spence, it's not going to happen now after last night. Bud is going to do the same thing that Spence Wilder, Fury did to Wilder. C4, what's going on? Agree, Ricky. I'll get to that. Young Black Wall Street. Dre, what's going on? Roy, what's going on? So, you know, they're going to have their laugh right now. But I really don't see the American. If Wilder don't bounce back, and then I think, what is his name? Damian Rock, whatever his name is, out of Philadelphia. I really don't see the American heavyweight boxing scene bouncing back. Too many kids playing basketball. Too many kids playing football. Wilder was a unexpected gift to boxing. Had his daughter not been born, fight or die. Hey, I appreciate that PayPal the other day, family. If Wilder's daughter never got sick, maybe he goes the football route. He never be heavyweight champion. So, like I said, less than Rock here from Philadelphia pan out. I just see the Brits, taking over for a long time because I do like Daniel Du Bois. I think if anybody be Fury, if he stick around long enough, it'd probably be him. But last night he just got down on Wilder ass, man. We was eating and drinking at Dave and Buster's. He just got. I like when Adrian Broner got beat. That's probably the hardest fight I ever seen live. My favorite fighter at the time get his ass beat. We was in a group chat and I left that shit. I turned that shit off. And to be honest, I still haven't watched that fight in its entirety. I still ain't watched Adrian Broner and Madonna the entire fight. After that first couple rounds, he was beating the shit out of AB. That was probably the hardest fight. That fight and Cotto beating on Martinez. Those was the hardest fights for me to watch. But last night, I guess because I ain't drunk shit in a year, I had me a couple of Long Islands. I was mellow as hell. I was like, shit. I knew it was over. When his legs was gone, he got dropped in the second. And by the fourth round, he couldn't recuperate. I knew it was over with. Tyson Fury had the perfect drop. Perfect game plan. I told you guys, that was the exact game plan I said he needed to do. And on top of that, he did what Wilder was supposed to do. He worked the body. He was working the body. So he was leaning on why people talking about the weight. The weight is, that motherfucker 6'9". You know what I'm saying? LeBron was 6'9", 260, and he playing one of the toughest sports you got to play to be conditioned. If LeBron and his young age can play 82 games plus 20-something playoff games, whatever it is, 16, 18 playoff games, Tyson Fury can box for 12 rounds at 272, 273. People talking about that's too heavy. That motherfucker ain't Andy Ruiz. He's 6'9". And what he did was, he in the first fight, the last 30 seconds, he would engage Deontay Wilder. And then he would score. That's how he was winning the rounds the first fight. He found out when he punched Deontay Wilder, moved straight back, dropped his hands, or he extended his hands out. He didn't know what to do. You know what this reminded me of? This shit reminded me of Seth Mitchell and Chris Arreola a little bit. For those who remember that fight. It was Seth Mitchell's last fight as a boxer. He was a former football player. Like Gerald Washington. And I remember Arreola chasing Seth Mitchell around the ring. And he was legitimately running. And basically that was what Wilder was doing last night. Wilder had no answer for Tyson Fury coming forward and taking away his leverage. See, even when he knocked out Arthur Spilka, he still sat down on that punch. If Wilder can't sit down and gather himself and get leverage on that punch, he can't get that right hand off. That's it. Fury knew once he got the punch and he didn't have to worry about Wilder punching with him, countering him, or nothing. The only time Wilder hit him with punches is when Wilder chose to be first. He used his jab and he followed up with a right hand. That's the only time. Wilder was only first on the front foot effectively. And Wilder fell into that macho man punching thing, where you think you such a big puncher, you only need one shot. Even there was opportunities for throw the jab and double up the right hand, or throw the jab, right hand, come back with the left hook. He would throw the jab, come back with the right hand, Fury a reset, roll shot, reset, and come back forward. Wilder didn't throw nothing after the right hand. It was a 1-2, and then follow up with a left hook. The only thing he did good, he hit Tyson Fury around the 4th or 5th, maybe the 6th round with a check hook. That's the one thing he did, and that didn't do shit but make Fury laugh. He hit him with a nice check hook. And that was just a punch to kind of get Fury off of him. But Wilder just couldn't. He couldn't once he lost his legs or from that headshot, he couldn't gather himself no more. But to me, people talking about the stoppage by Kenny Bayless. Well, Mark Breland threw the towel. It was the right stoppage. I thought they should have stopped it after the 4th or 5th round. I wanted them to stop it. People say in the bar, "You crazy?" Yeah, you had to stop it. You could look in his eyes. Fucking eyes was dilated. It looked like ears was leaking. He couldn't help himself, and people say, "Well, he put too much weight on." Tax that can be a problem. He could have put too much weight on, but it wasn't that he put too much weight on. He put the weight on the wrong way. Wilder was supposed to put that weight on his legs. He came in top heavy. You know what I'm saying? He was supposed to put that weight on his legs. So he was more top heavy than usual. Legs the same size, but he got 15 more pounds on his chest, his delts, his shoulders, his torsos. That wasn't going to help. Put more weight on the upper body wasn't gonna do nothing but slow him down. William Sebastian, what's going on? He put no weight on his legs, and that's probably one of the reasons he didn't have good balance neither. That extra weight on the top didn't help him none. You know, people want to blame the coach, blame the strength and conditioning coach. They put the weight on him wrong. That weight was supposed to go on the ass, the glutes, the calves, the quads, the hamstrings. He wasn't supposed to bulk up top. You get your power from your floor up, so maybe that's why he looked a little bit misproportioned last night. But it was just Tyson Fury coming out there beating that ass. It is no excuses. Kenny Bayless and Mark Breland put. They saved years off his life. That fight needed to be stopped after 4. They put years on his life. He wasn't going to recuperate. That put years. That was Mark Breland did, and Kenny Bayless did the right thing. He couldn't defend himself no more. So anybody going out there saying that, Kenny Bayless is shit for that stoppage. No, that was a good stoppage. It should have been stopped in the round before, in the corner before the round. Tyson Fury was getting down. Like I can tell after the second round, third, fourth, fifth round, when them legs wasn't coming back, I said they should stop it. Ear leaking, he licking the blood off his neck. Wilder didn't have no answer. None. Fury was toying with him, man. Fury could have took him out anywhere from the 4th to the duration of the fight. Kenny could have stopped it in the 4th or 5th round. Tyson could have stopped this fight anytime he wanted to. Tyson Fury was touching the box. Tyson Fury was cooking tonight. Cooking. And this is the detriment of relying on your power. Not even just being a one punch guy. Not even being one punch. You got to be able to follow up with when you're on this level with that right hand. You got to be able to follow up, jab right hand, come back with the left hook, or double up the right hand. Wilder didn't touch the body or nothing. Fury was uppercuts. Right hand to the body, left hand to the body, right hand over the top. And he was heavy. He came in for a reason at 270. I told him, and the dudes in here that was saying there's no way that he could score a knockout. I said, you niggas is crazy. I guess people don't really understand the heavyweight division. Everybody power is to be respected. Everybody power, Braylon, what's going on? Everybody power is to be respected. Everybody power in the division. These are 200 plus pound men. It's not welterweight. It's not light heavyweight. This dude was 200 and probably 80 pounds in the ring. If anything, Deontay might have been 231 still. That Tyson Fury outweighed him a minimum of 40-something pounds. That's almost a junior welterweight fighting. That's a junior welterweight fighting a cruiserweight. That's the difference. A junior welterweight fighting a cruiserweight. You know? People talking about he can't knock him out. I said, that's a big motherfucker. Any heavyweight can be knocked out on any given Saturday night or any given fight night. That can happen. He didn't get strong out of nowhere, bro. He came in. He always can punch. Y'all act like Fury. Y'all act like Fury had a 10% knockout ratio. What's Fury knockout ratio? What's Fury knockout ratio? Shout out to Galen Wilson, Cash App. Appreciate it, bro. What's Fury knockout ratio? I've been watching heavyweight boxing for a long time. Evander wasn't the biggest puncher, but Evander got guys out of there. His knockout ratio is 67%. In most schools, that's passing. That's a passing grade. It ain't like he poorly. He was 40 or 50 pounds heavier than Wilder. Go out there and you take a motherfucking pit bull that fight from 60 to 80 pounds and you put it in there with a fucking African Mastiff and see what happens. Put him in there with a Rock that's 120 pounds or African Mastiff that's 220 pounds and see what happens. Put him in there with a St. Bernard. Put him in there with an Irish Wolfhound. Put him in there with a kid. It's going to get killed. It's a reason why when in different fighting sports they have weight classes from dog fighting to human fighting to UFC. It's a reason why. That's a big difference in weight. And how do you beat the bigger when guys move up in weight? How do they usually beat the bigger men? They do it with speed. So then, people say that Wilder came in heavy. Probably so. He should have stayed his same weight. And did it with speed. But for y'all to kind of say, count Fury out for a knockout was crazy. He said, excuse me, Wilder only had one punch. And Fury knew it. He took it away. In the right hand, he hit him with one of the right hands. He rolled it. And he pushed the puncher back. Same way Andre Ward beat Kovalev twice. You push the punch. You make the puncher go backwards. Same reason Danny Garcia beat Matisse. Once you let a puncher get leverage, and he start moving forward, he get leverage on his shots. It's gonna be hard to beat him. Same way Ali beat Liston. Didn't let him get leverage. Use angles. And then he took him and drained him late. Same way, a lot of big punchers get beat. Your average puncher, they can dish it, but they can't take it. Julian Jackson, either you was going to knock him out or he was going to knock you out. You know what I'm saying? Same thing for Mike Tyson. Eventually it came out that he couldn't take it. Look at the biggest punchers in heavyweight history. Sonny Liston. Either you was going to knock him out or he was going to knock you out. That's just the game. Most of your big punchers in boxing history, look at their legs. Skinny. And they got them long necks. They can take it. That's the sign when you finally, in boxing, no matter how big a punch you is, it's always somebody can take your power. If you Marciano, if you Shavers, if you Norton, if you Mike Tyson, if you Julian Jackson, if you Gerald McClellan, Lucas Matisse, Trinidad, look at all your punchers over the course of time. There's never been a boxer, a puncher, just somebody that's been David Tua, George Foreman. They all meet their maker. That's why I said Deontay Wilder need to beat up on AJ, defend his undisputed fights defend his undisputed titles a couple times and get out. See, AJ is tailor made for him. Right? What's going on? AJ is tailor made for him. You know what I'm saying? Tyson Fury, I told y'all, Tyson Fury is gonna beat everybody in this division. Ortiz, dog walk him. Bad style for him. AJ, he gonna beat him. He gonna dog walk him. Deontay was the only guy that probably could beat Tyson Fury because of his punch. But now, when you give Tyson Fury a second look at him, he just did a great job. Only guy that's gonna beat him in this division that I see is probably gonna be Daniel Dubois. Is the only one that's gonna beat him. And that's down the line. And Tyson Fury talking about he retiring in 2 fights. And I know what? Kanowski got the style to beat him. But Kanowski, I don't think, carry a big enough punch. Kanowski can do what what we'll call him, Kobe 2K, Wally can do. He can do what Otto Wallin can do. Kanowski can do what Otto Wallin can do. It's gonna take somebody that's like that fight like Adam Kanowski to beat Tyson Fury. That's it. It's gonna take somebody like Adam Kanowski or somebody like a Klitschko that got the same height and that carry good power. You know, a younger Klitschko that can beat him. Now Vitaly beat the shit out of Tyson Fury. The best Vitaly versus Tyson Fury. Yup, the best Vitaly beat Tyson Fury. Perhaps the best Vladimir beat Tyson Fury. I don't think that was the best Vladimir I've seen. You know, but AJ, yeah, it can happen. But I just think Tyson Fury is just superior. This is his era. He's a superior fighter. Dillian White ain't got a chance in hell. He said Adam can't beat. He got the style to beat him. I'm not saying he can't. He got the style to beat him. He can do what Otto Wallin did. He definitely can do what Otto Wallin could do. You know what I'm saying? He definitely can back Fury up and pressure Fury and put him in the corner. Not saying that he can beat him, but he got the style to do so. Lennox Lewis, yeah. Lennox Lewis could. Tough fight. All them old school fighters. Evander, Lennox, Bo, they all got a chance versus Fury. You know. Yeah, the rematch happened. It already been informed to me, yeah. But right now, I would put money on Fury versus anybody. I put money on Fury versus anybody right now. But I think the two guys that I've seen that could beat him down the line, right now, I'd probably say the only guy I think that actually can beat him is Kanowski. Because his style, he'll lose though. But I think his style. Pressure Fury. But he'll lose. Just style-wise. Not saying he got the ability, but style-wise, that's how you got to beat him. Pressure Fury like Otto Wallin did and put it on. But nobody else right now. The boy's too green. And Job Boy, he'll get sparked out in like 30 seconds. AJ, I just think Fury is a better fighter. People said back in the day AJ beat up Fury in the ring and sparring, but you know that is what it is. Usyk, I see Usyk fight somebody to assess him. That's a tough fight. Both mobile guys. You gotta see Usyk do with Derek Chisora, but Wilder. We'll see. Wilder talked about being able to come back after failing. He took a physical ass whooping last night. That nigga was laid out on the table. Like they was performing surgery on him. His ears was cut. His eardrum didn't get busted. His ears was cut. His mouth was bleeding. His head was bleeding. He took a lot of damage last night, man. Give me 1 second. Yeah, he took a lot of damage last night, man, and what people didn't pay attention to was the punches. Was the punches that Fury was hitting with to the body. The body work. That's then people didn't pay attention. Fury was going in on the body. He was working up, and he was just in the groove last night. That it's kind of like when LeBron get in the zone, and Patrick Mahomes get in the zone. It wasn't too many people that night that was gonna beat him. You know what I'm saying? Wasn't nobody gonna beat him last night. He was just in his zone. When he came out, he wasn't gonna lose that fight. He took Wilder 2 big right hands early on. He rolled one, and he didn't have a mark on his face. So Bob Arum knew what he was doing when he got this. When he sold this, when he invested in this division. Now he has Miller. Now he has Tony Yoka. He got Joseph Parker still. He also has Oscar Rivas. So he invested into this division. Fury said 2 more fights and he done. So Wilder will exercise his rematch clause. It's been relayed to me, Zach34. He is going to take the rematch. Too much money not to. Last night, it's guesstimated that they brought home $35 million apiece. Next fight, Fury will have a 60% of the split because he won the second fight. Wilder will get 40% of the split. So they guesstimate last night they did $35 million apiece. The guarantee was $25 million. So the pay-per-view profit they made was $10 million apiece. That's what they guesstimating. So I don't know exactly what the guesstimation numbers is. It was relayed to me that they was going to get around 35 apiece off the fight. So that's $10 million more than the guarantee. So they $20 million in profit split between the two fighters. So when people talk about Wilder turning down the DAZN contract, he made $20 million fighting Dominic Breazeale. Okay. He made $20 million minimum fighting Luis Ortiz. That's 40. He made 35 last night, guesstimated, fighting Tyson Fury. That's $75 million he brought home in 3 fights. He fight Tyson Fury again, and let's say he made 30. That's $105 million he made in 4 fights. So he made more money fighting with PBC. He would make a guesstimated $5 more million fighting with PBC than taking his own deal. So who really the fool? See, they don't tell you about that. They don't tell you about that. So next time, if the fight bigger next time, and they both, let's say he make 35 again, and Fury make 45, he make $110 million the last 4 fights. He made what the zone offered him fighting Fury and fighting Breazeale and Ortiz. And I don't even know if he got any back end money from fighting Ortiz. So he made his money. Everybody counting his pockets. If he fight Fury again, he do at least start what he did 35 this fight. He made $10 more than fighting on his $10 more million than fighting on his own. So everybody pocket watching what he doing, but he made his money. Did he make it a harder way? Yeah, he can make it a harder way. He can make it a harder way by getting his ass whooped again the same way. But then again, who knows? AJ could have got down on him. I doubt it. AJ was tailor-made for him. Then Fury got one more fight after that. If he get past Wilder, he probably fight AJ. Fury gonna make enough money to be done. Fury gonna bring home off the strength of Deontay Wilder. Let that be known though. Let that be known though. He could have got his ass whooped by AJ. You never know. Let that be known. He could have made Deontay Wilder helped Tyson Fury make all this money. Because he made about $12 million a piece fighting shorts of time in Ottawa Lean, whatever it was. Just say $12 million, 24. He made 35 fighting Wilder. He probably gonna make another 50 fighting Wilder. And then he probably gonna make $100 million fighting AJ. Without Deontay Wilder, that don't happen. That don't happen. Without Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury couldn't get the keys to it. It wasn't no America. That's why Klitschko didn't come over here. There was no gatekeeper to get fights in America. After, Tyson and Vander and James Toney, the worst thing that could have happened for the Klitschkos was James Toney not being able to beat Samuel Peters. But then again, it was said that James Toney was beating the fuck out of the Klitschkos in sparring. So maybe it was a good thing that didn't happen. But it was never a gatekeeper for Vladimir to come over. And I don't mean gatekeeper like sorry ass nigga. I mean gatekeeper like it was nobody to help you open up the market. You can't just be from Germany and the UK and open up the United States market without an American. Lennox Lewis had to fight Oliver McCall, Hakeem Rockman, even though Rodman was in Africa, I think it was. But without an American fighter, without a Mike Tyson, there was no Lennox Lewis to get in America. Without Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury don't have this appeal and this popularity. So, with all due respect, Tyson Fury, he owes Deontay Wilder. You know what I'm saying? Without Wilder, he can't come in this market. He can't come in this market. So did he make his I ain't getting no damn woman shit that smell like no other woman, Uchiwali. She wasn't the first woman to do that. Old girl from what's her name that played Iron Man girlfriend? She did it first. And Lady Gaga had one, I think. But but yeah, without a Deontay Wilder, there's no keys to America. Without Tyson, without Bo, without Tony, in the heavyweight division, without those guys, Tyson Fury and AJ would be, UK, just be UK fighters. See, this is what they won't tell you. Deontay Wilder is a critical piece to, if Deontay Wilder was around when Klitschko was fighting in the early 2000s, Klitschko would have came. I remember Klitschko fought Brian Jennings. That was the first time he had been in America in a long time. He was able to fight Brian Jennings at the Barclays Center. Without Brian Jennings, he couldn't fight here. So Brian Jennings had to build his name up to a certain, and Brian Jennings had some close fights. I'm Base 93, salute. Ryan Jennings had some close fights. Versus Irish Mike Perez, it didn't look good for him in the first 6 rounds. But my Irish Mike Perez, got tired, and Brian Jennings worked him down the stretch. And I remember a time where Brian Jennings and Deontay Wilder was the marquee fight in America. People forget that. And Brian Jennings and Deontay Wilder will argue just like Fury and Wilder and just like Wilder and AJ. They would argue like that on radio shows, and that was another fight that never happened. That was a big fight amongst casual fans. That was before a lot of you Errol Spence niggas got here, like 2012. That was right around that was a huge thing. Brian Jennings and Deontay Wilder. There was a lot of people that picked Brian Jennings to go further as a heavyweight than Deontay. A lot of people picked Brian Jennings to go further on. And obviously Brian Jennings ended up getting stopped by Luis Ortiz, and I think before that he lost to Vladimir Klitschko in a really, really tough fight. So yeah, I've been watching the division just like Mr. Boxing Today. Mr. Boxing Today just watched it a little bit more hardcore than I did, but I watched all the Klitschko fights. Courtney Richardson, salute. I remember Brian Jennings come up. I remember Iris Perez, Seth Mitchell, Jonathan Banks, Chris Arreola, Thomas Adamick. I watched the heavyweight division with great interest. I remember when David Haye ducked Tyson Fury. Remember the Peters and the Klitschko fights, the Peters and the Tony fights. Yeah, I've been watching this division even through the sorry times. I watched them, I watched it, but like I said, a lot of people got to give Wilder. Without Wilder, it ain't no heavyweights coming to America. So it's going to be hard to get another guy like Wilder in there. Wilder come up was unexpected. It was spontaneous. We didn't see it coming. Wilder come up was I didn't see that coming, man. And I ain't gonna say like I was the biggest believer, but I'm riding with him till the wheels fall off. You know what? What that motherfucker saying, Fast and Furious, we ride together, we die together. I'm riding with Wilder till the wheels fall off. We might joke or whatever, but I'm riding with him. In the rematch, I'm pulling for Wilder again. I don't care. Shit. I'm riding with it. Oh, the trilogy gonna make a lot more money. The trilogy gonna break the bank. I think this one did $1 million. This one might have did $1 million. This was huge, man. I went to Dave & Buster's. It was huge. It was huge. There's a third fight. It definitely is. Wilder's going to activate that rematch clause. There will be a third fight next. Would it be smart to do it? Yeah, it's smart to do it. Because if you don't do it now, and Tyson Fury, fall off and get on coke or dope, or he fight AJ and lose, or he take another fight and, something happen. Yeah, it's smart to do it now. Just like AJ did it. It ain't just about Wilder not having the skills. I think some things went wrong as far as the weight he put the weight on. Would I switch anything? Absolutely not. Trainer not gonna matter. Absolutely not. You do what AJ did. You keep your coach. You probably bring in a consultant. AJ brought in Vladimir Klitschko on the low. You bring in a Foreman. You bring in a Lennox in to assist you in camp. You bring in an Antonio Tarver or somebody that's real technical. You bring somebody in and you stick with your team and you bring somebody in on the low and they clean some things up. That's it. You don't switch it up now. People say, "Oh, he need a new coach. He just need another pair of eyes in camp. Somebody that can teach him the finer tune things in there. You don't switch it up. You don't switch it up at this point. If you switch your coach and you say, "Well, I'm gonna take a year off. I'm gonna fight Fury next year," then you switch your coach. Y'all get 3 or 4 fights on the Chitlin circuit, build yourself back up, and then it's like Jared Hurd switching his coach and then going back into a J-Rock rematch. What would have happened? You a damn fool. He would have got the shit beat out of his ass. And then people would have been saying, "Oh, he should have stayed with Ernesto. This coach ain't shit." It takes time. You just don't switch coaches. And it ain't like 2K where you buy a punch package, or in 2K you buy a dunk package, or you get your VC and you make your player fast. It ain't like that. It's repetitious. The language is different. Hearing somebody else's voice, all that take years of work. That take years of work. Hearing somebody's voice from the crowd. A lot of people don't understand in boxing. When somebody yelling from the corner, it takes time to get used to hearing that voice where you gotta block out all the negative noise and just hear that voice, and then the language, and then the rapport, and then what he won, and this, that, and the thing. It's a lot of things that Wilder can change up with just bringing another set of eyes there. Basic thing he did when Fury came forward punching, he dropped his hands and dropped his hands and moved backwards. First thing you do, you get the tennis ball, you put the tennis ball under his chin, tuck the chin, keep the hands up, and you just walk around. You just teach him how to dip and how to keep his hands up while moving to the side. You really don't never want to move straight back. But if you move straight back, the tennis ball allows you to keep the chin down, keeping the hands up, guards against the punishment. The eyes, The eyes, it helps you see the punches coming to slip and roll the shots. That's the difference. Deontay was either extending his hands out. I don't know where he got that from. I don't see fighters doing that. He's extended his hands out and moving back, or he dropped his hands down to his waist, with his chin up, and that's or trying to dip down. It was a lot of basic fundamental shit that shouldn't be happening. Fury pushed him back. He dropped his hands, or he put his hands out in front of him like a mummy, and he was getting tagged. So, there's just a lot of basic fundamental things that got to go over, which he should already know. But just bringing in a Lennox Lewis, Evander, Larry Holmes, bringing somebody else in there like AJ did the right thing. He didn't switch McCracken up. He brought somebody else in there to kind of give an extra set out, and that's the way you go with it. I mean, they can probably rematch in 8 months. What's now? February. Maybe 10 months they redo it again in December. And just work on some things, man. It's not a lot, Work on combination punches. Work on doubling the jab up. Work on being first. Work on punching with Fury. And that's what he got to do. But the height is one thing that worried about me, him fighting Fury. Gerald Washington, his height gave Wilder a lot of problems. Washington was having a ton of success. Fury height and length bothered Wilder. When Wilder got the height and reach advantage, he gonna beat you every time. Because Wilder knows how to keep his opponents at the end of his shots. But the one thing Wilder don't know how to do is fight a taller fighter. Wilder don't know how to fight on the inside. Wilder don't know how to hit the body. Wilder don't know how to attack a taller fighter. I seen that in the Gerald Washington fight. 1 second. Yeah, he didn't know how to do the height of Fury and the reach of Fury bothered him. When Wilder got a height and reach advantage, he probably gonna beat all these heavyweights. He gonna beat all these heavyweights. Old dog, new tricks don't. Yes, it do. It worked with AJ. It worked with AJ. It worked with Marcos Madonna. Who else then? Who came back from defeat? A lot of dudes. Lennox Lewis. It worked with him. Nonito Donaire. It worked with him. It's not true. It's not true. That's not true. And Wilder is not an old dog. Wilder is fairly green in boxing still, though. Started boxing when he was 20. It'll work with Errol Spence. Still developing. AJ had fundamental skills, though. I guess you could say that, but he really don't do anything good neither. He really don't. He really don't. He don't really do shit that good. He move around good versus Andy Ruiz. That's Andy. But he don't do shit that good. He do a good uppercut. He do a better combination puncher. But he don't do shit that well. AJ ain't even a David Tua in the last era of boxing. The 90s era of boxing. He don't do that shit that great. AJ is a textbook fighter. He very basic, very bland. That's why Tyson Fury gonna beat him. Very bland. Tyson Fury beat him all day. Malarians, what's going on, Mr. Child? Salute. He beat him all day, but for Wilder, he got basic skill, just that. The height bothered him. If AJ was 6'9" and like Tyson Fury, he would beat the shit out of Wilder. But if Wilder got a height advantage over you and a reach advantage over you, in this era, he probably gonna beat you. If not, I noticed that in the Gerald Washington fight, he struggled. But he made his money. He made his money. But ain't no reason to count Wilder out. But physically, he looked like when they took Darth Vader out the lava, and they was putting in Lord Sidious, or Senator Palpatine was putting his body back together, when he's putting his body back together, he put the helmet on, that nigga was looking like he had need a new elbow, a new ear, a new hand. That nigga needed new legs. Is he still alive? He's still alive. Young Vader is still alive. That nigga needed a whole new body. Thought we was playing Operation with water last night. But physically, we'll see how he hold up. Mentally, it's the most important thing holding up. But I'm going to say this again. Mark Breland saved, and Kenny Bayless put years on his life. Remember that. The stoppage was not premature. If anything, in my opinion, the stoppage was too late. I'd have stopped that motherfucker in the fifth round. So, congratulations to Tyson Fury. Thank you to Mark Breland and Kenny Bayless. Because Tyson Fury was trying to kill Wilder in there last night. Tyson Fury could have ended this shit in 4 rounds. He was playing with Wilder. He was touching the head. Toot, toot. He was throwing hard, but he was killing Wilder last night. Y'all see Wilder eyes? Wilder eyes like a gold digger seeing a $1 billion nigga sitting at the bar. That nigga was in there dying slowly in there. He was on some Apollo Creed shit. Tyson Fury was playing with him. He was touching him up, changing the speed. He was trying to fuck Wilder up. He did the Terence Bud Crawford. Excuse me. He did the Crawford. Who was Crawford beating the shit out of? Jose Benavidez. Crawford could have took Benavidez out in like the 5th or 6th round. He was tenderizing that meat. He tenderized him and then took him out. Tyson Fury was doing the same thing, bruh. He was taking his time. Take your time, do it right. We can do it, baby. Do it tonight. Take your time. He took his time with that motherfucker. He was playing Operation. I said it. We were sitting at the Dave & Buster's at the table and shit. We went from the bar to the table. It was a fucking like hour wait for us to get a table. And I was like, man, they need to stop this shit. No, they don't. My boy like, no, they don't. I said, man, they need to stop this shit. I said, I looked in his eyes, his legs, his body language. And we could have a debate. Was it the shot to the side of the head? It could have been. You ever got hit in the back of the head? Not a good feeling. So that shot could have threw his equilibrium off. Really could have. That shot could have threw him off. I think it could have. Because at that point, that was the 3rd round, right? 2nd and 3rd. Well, at that point, Wilder still was moving forward before that knockdown happened. He still was landing the 1-2s and the 2s. The thing about it is he wasn't following up with it, but he still was landing his 1 or 2 shots here and there, and he was competitive with Fury before that knockdown. But after that knockdown, he didn't have no more legs left. And people said, well, Fury didn't look tired. It's easy not to look tired when you dictating the pace, you dictating the offense, you front running. You ever notice Steph Curry when the Warriors up and he hitting all these threes and he hot dogging, but when it's a competitive game, it's down the stretch, that nigga ain't hitting them threes? Same thing in boxing. He front run. It's like when you at work and you tired and you see you only got an hour left to go and you get that bolt of energy when you hit the door and you feel like you can do everything you want to do in the world, you ain't tired no more. Same thing in boxing. When you controlling everything, you front running, you dominating the fight, you won't get tired unless you just being stupid. Tyson Fury was conserving his energy. He was picking his shots. He was tenderizing Deontay Wilder. And he was doing, I'm telling you, he was in there trying to punish Deontay Wilder. He was trying to beat the black off that man last night. And that's why I said stop the fight. That's why I said stop the fight. Can't call Wilder a front runner. Wilder be losing rounds and come back and win. That's not a front runner. Tyson Fury was taking his time, conserving his energy, making sure he's not punching himself out. And he was in there trying to kill Deontay Wilder, in my opinion. He was in there trying to punish him. He was in there legitimate. He didn't bust his eardrum. He was trying to punish him. He was in there, and I said they need to stop it. Everybody was getting mad. I said, man, I seen a lot of boxing in my day. They need to stop this shit. Third, fourth round, I think it was. I said they need to stop it. He done. Everybody hoping, Wilder gonna get his legs back. Never came back. And when they noticed that Wilder wasn't going on the front foot no more, even to fight Fury off, like I said, I want to thank Kenny Bayless. Kenny Bayless did a great job. Mark Breland throwing the towel in, did a great job. Wilder not going to admit it, because a fighter won't admit it. He was willing to die in that motherfucker last night. He was willing to die in there. He said, "What's Wilder learn how?" It's not about learning how to box. He knows how to box. You don't make it this far not knowing how to box. He just don't know how to fight a taller fighter. That's the difference. It's not about knowing and not knowing. Nigga, you don't know. You don't get to this point not know how to box. That's a myth. That's a big, big myth. He knows how to box. He just don't know how to fight a taller fighter. That's it. You go back and look at the Gerald Washington fight. He struggled with Gerald Washington until he landed the right shot. That motherfucker know how to box. He just ain't. He don't box like y'all want him to box. George Foreman was a motherfucking. He wasn't a conventional fighter. George Foreman was sloppy and all over the place. George Foreman was slow as shit. He knows how to box. He just don't know how to fight. Tyson Fury just had his number. And if you taller than Deontay Wilder, and there's nobody like Tyson Fury in the division. Wilder can beat everybody else in the division before this fight. He just can't beat Tyson Fury. If you can't beat number one, maybe you could beat number two. Maybe you could beat number three. Never know. Maybe at this point, he got exposed. He won't beat nobody else. You know, once people see, well, y'all can't call Wilder a duck. Hold on. Y'all can't call Wilder. How is Wilder a duck? All I want to know is how Wilder a duck. Wilder didn't have to fight Tyson Fury. Wilder didn't have to cross the street. Wilder didn't have to take 50-50. He didn't have to take 50-50. Wilder could have walked away from the Tyson Fury rematch like he could have never gave Tyson Fury an opportunity. If Wilder don't fight Fury, Fury's still in the UK fighting at the O2 Arena. Let's let that be said. If Wilder don't try to fight Fury, he beat AJ, and he fight AJ again, he fight Dillian White, and fight AJ in the trilogy, he'll have her go and retire. Where'd that leave Tyson Fury at? Who the one that helped Tyson Fury get back? It was Wilder. No, he didn't see Tyson Fury as no easy work. If anything, he seen the payday. He didn't have to fight him in a rematch. Wasn't nobody fought him either. After Tyson Fury said, I don't want to go into a media rematch, he left Top Rank. Well, we don't do business with Top Rank. Lee Autopsy. He signed with Top Rank. We don't do business with them. I'm staying on my side of the street. He could have easily said that. He could have easily said, he went to Top Rank. I ain't fucking with it no more. He messed up the rematch by going to Top Rank. We don't do business with him. If he had Errol Spence mindset and Tank mindset or the mindset of Floyd, he could have easily said, hell no. He went in for the rematch. I ain't looking to fight him no more. I'll fight Kanauki. I'll fight Brazil. I'll fight Ortiz. I'll fight my man. He could have easily said, man, fuck that. He could have easily been fighting Dillian White last night on regular Fox or Showtime. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can't call somebody a duck who did what the other PBC fighters ain't doing. He went somewhere and made the best fight happen. How is he a duck? When Tyson Fury ducked the fade the first time, when they should have rematched earlier this year. So don't give me that shit. Don't give me that shit. He a duck. He ain't say, oh, Tyson Fury can't come in no heavier than 260 in the fight night. Like Canelo sorry ass. Y'all sit here and y'all praise Canelo, but oh, you Kovalev can't weigh this the morning of, or he can't come in the ring this. Them motherfucking made Kovalev weigh in 3 times. Regular weigh in, morning of, right before the fight. Come on. Come on. Canelo got more stipulations than the Queen of England. So don't give me that. Deontay could have said, hey, Fury went back over to, we don't do business with Top Rank. We moving on. We moving on. And when nobody on Deontay Wilder's side bat an eye. So he could have said, oh, you know, Fury, he ain't put no stipulations on Fury. Did what a real fighter do. He lost. Yeah, he made a lot of money. He gonna fight again, probably lose again, gonna make a lot of money. But if he come back and defeat Fury, the AJ fight is a $500 million fight. Both got an L. Both came back, revenge they lost, you know. If Fury come back, he fight AJ, well, it's a good fight. Am I going to purchase the fight? If it's in America or go to the fight? Absolutely not. Fuck them. I don't give a fuck about no English muffins. I'll watch it, but it ain't no big fight to me. It don't mean shit for my history. They can eat a dick. They can eat a dick. Floyd seemed happy. Yeah, Mike Tyson was happy that Deontay lost. Sitting there laughing. And like I said before, man, I don't really have no faith in... you got to stop looking up to niggas in Hollywood and niggas with money. You can't look up to people that's in the sports and Hollywood to be your leaders and to be your black activists and stuff of that nature. You can't look up to them. Look up to your parents. Anybody that's been corporate or that's been Hollywoodized or major media, anybody that's corporate, you can't look up to them. They frauds. They frauds. I don't look up to none of them dudes. I like them as fighters, but to pattern my lifestyle after Floyd or Mike Tyson or anybody else, Shannon Sharp or Randy Moss or whoever your idols is, man, all of them has been Snoop Dogg. All them dudes they've been Americanized by Hollywood and you can't look up to nobody like that. Can't. You know, plotting on the downfall of another black man. Supporting a white man. Never could I do. Never could I do. Deontay Wilder will always be 50 times more man than Mike Tyson is, and 50 times more manly than Floyd is in my mind. He is the people's champ. Muhammad Ali was the people's champ. He lost multiple times. He lost multiple times. And they called them monkeys and niggas after Joe Frazier dropped him with the left hook and I think he broke his jaw, whatever fight that was, calling them monkeys and all that. Floyd ain't never had the integrity of Deontay Wilder. Tyson can never have the integrity of Deontay Wilder. Never. Never. I would never respect him as men more than Deontay Wilder. And that's my opinion on it. But congratulations to Tyson Fury, man. Like I said, I can see it. I seen a way that he can knock him out, and everything he needed to do and what Wilder needed to do, he did it, man. He did it. So we ain't taking shit away from him, man. He the champ. I'm not speculating unless some tests don't come back clean. He is the champ. He is the man. He is the Don Dada. He is the baddest man in all of the land. England, American, Mexican, anybody can get it. Only guy I see that got a style to beat him that I've watched is Konowski, but I don't think he can. And Du Bois in about 2 or 3 years. But other than that, we gotta see what Usyk look like if he ever come back and fight Chisora. But other than that, I think if I had to get a list that can beat him out of the rest, it's really none. None can beat him unless Klitschko come back. But I don't think he can beat him neither. So I mean, if Wilder don't beat him, I see him beating AJ, retiring, and probably blowing back up to 500 pounds. So yeah, he go down as one of the greatest heavyweights of all time. So yeah, but yeah, talk about Errol Spence. All right. Obviously, they set Errol Spence right in PBC land, and Errol Spence said, "Why they got me sitting over here?" And he didn't go to the media scrum. Him and the Charlo twin, Jamel, I think it was. Jamel gave a real nasty interview to Boxing Social, and I watched their channel. He said, "I don't even know who you is. Get your weight up." Like, dude, why you gotta be so arrogant? They just want to interview. It's not stopping you from doing. Like I said before, man. The black fighters give you a hardest time getting interviews. I ain't saying no boxer's name, but I just set up phone interviews back in the day, and they just they give you the run around and they question you, and they give niggas a hard time. And they all ran out of there. Charlo, Jamel, and I don't think, did Jamal show up? I didn't see him. I don't know if he came. Errol Spence ran out of there, and they asked Errol Spence. They asked him, "What about fighting Crawford? Oh, if the money right, we can do it." And they asked Derek James, Pep Talk in the UK asked Derek James and said, "What about fighting Terence? Oh, his number's not good enough, and he got to get his popularity up." We already know, based off of what happened last night. OG Boxing, what's going on? Based off of what happened last night, FN Jabway don't got a damn chance in hell to beat anybody. But based on last night, how Tyson Fury got down on Wilder, Al Haymon not doing no more. He not outsourcing and doing no more joint fights. Even though I do think Wilder and I do think Spence and Crawford is probably a bigger fight. And we spoke about that, and I gave my reasons why the other day. They're not gonna do that fight. Errol Spence is gonna probably stay at welterweight as long as he can. He gonna fight Danny Garcia next. Not sure what's going on with Pacquiao. I do know Mayweather and McGregor supposed to be next, so Pacquiao gotta wait to get McGregor next year. But I don't know if he's gonna fight Danny, defend his IBF title, and after that, if I had to guess, and Pacquiao out the equation, give me 1 second. If I had to guess, it's probably gonna be Danny Garcia, IBF interim to defend the interim title versus the winner. I think it's gonna be April 11th between Qdoba and Lipinets. For what I heard, I think it's April 11th. ES News reported it. Then after he defend that between Qdoba and Lipinets after Danny, then I think he rematch Sean Porter, and then next year I think he fights Sean Porter, Keith Thurman, and then I think he possibly moves up in 2022. So I think that's what's gonna happen. For Terence Crawford, it's unfortunate. We want to see the best fight the best, but you see why guys fight so hard not to see those fights happen. All right. Last night, a lot of people cried themselves to sleep. A lot of people's channels took a blow. Some people dishonored or disowned Deontay Wilder. But this is what happened when you build your channel off a handful of fighters. You know what I'm saying? Your channel should be based, if you're a boxing channel, your foundation of your channel should be boxing. Yeah, it might do a million. I think it will do 1 million pay-per-view buys. I do. I think Crawford and Spence can do more. Because the black media helped Bad Boys 3 be the #1 movie in America like 2 or 3 weeks in a row. But Errol Spence and his team, they don't want that fight. I don't think Al Haymon gonna do another joint venture with nobody other than Wilder Fury 3, the trilogy, in a long time. You know, am I mad that Terence Crawford didn't tap him on the shoulder? At least we get the video of him pulling up on him. I am. He was sitting right in front of Terence. He didn't probably turn around and say nothing. They did the media scrum. I think it was the media day they did was Friday before the weigh-in. Or was it Thursday when Crawford was doing the interviews and only PBC fighters there was Adrian Broner. It was Friday. And Sean Porter. And Sean Porter threw Errol under the bus and said Errol's scared of him. He ducking him. It is no surprise. You know, when you talk to the PBC people, some people will tell you that. That Errol Spence didn't want the fight. Derek James don't think he can win the fight. You know? It's no secret. It's a secret to people out here, but this is what we hear all day. Before the accident, during the accident, after the accident, Al Haymon has no ambitions on doing that fight. Because they know Terence Crawford gonna get down on his ass like Fury got down on Wilder. LA 12. They know what's gonna happen. Floyd know what's gonna happen. Floyd ain't never said Errol Spence was the best pound for pound fighter in the world, but he said it about Bud. Same thing with Tank and Lomachenko. PBC is a lot of hype. It's a lot of smoke and mirrors over it. And a lot of the reason it is smoke and mirrors because more than any other promotional company and network, they matchmake their fighters more carefully than anybody else. And they take their time and they're very, very selective on who they matchmake with. And they still end up getting a ton of upsets. You see Tony Harrison upset Charlo. And I want to talk about Charlo again too in Derek James' response. Right? You see Rosario upset J-Rock. You see all these upsets still happen. They take their time and they matchmake these fights very, very delicate. They take their time. And they still come up with losses. PBC fighters are not hype jobs because they not really that good. No. They hype jobs because they match made so soft. They're not even matchmaking their best fighters against their best fighters. Everything is a build-up to the fight. You look at Errol Spence's resume, right? Keith Thurman fought Sean Porter in 2016 it was? I want to get this right. Give me 1 second. Yeah, he fought Sean Porter in 2016. He fought Sean Porter 3 years before Errol Spence fought him, right? He fought Danny Garcia in 2017. If that's Errol Spence's next fight, he fought him 3 years before Errol Spence fought him. Sean Porter, Kell Brook beat Sean Porter 5 years before Errol Spence beat him. Sean Porter fought Kell Brook 3 years before Errol Spence did. So what Errol Spence is doing is he's fighting guys that other guys have already fought and beaten or lost. All his prominent fights other than Mikey Garcia, he's match made perfectly. So he's manufactured to make him look something that he really not. Everybody say, oh, he's a great fighter. He's done nothing to be considered a great fighter. He has no great attributes. He's a good body puncher, but I've seen a lot better. Great is Mike McCullum. He got good athleticism, but he's not an exceptional athlete, not Sugar Ray. He got a good jab. It ain't Oscar jab. He's manufactured. You know, it's like when you're younger. When y'all passing girls down. Your boy smash it, and then he give it to your other mans. The other man's give it to you. Errol Spence is a hand-me-down nigga. They manufacture him to look good. He's another guy that's all built up. If you say, oh, what about Bud? Bud got it the hard way. Before he got the top rank, wasn't no matchmaking. He had to fight who he had to fight, making a couple $1,000s. You know? Give me 1 second. One second. You know, he had to fight. You know, he had to fight. He had to fight the hard way. But for Errol Spence, it's cool. His day gonna come. If he really wanted to fight, Bud, he'll do what Deontay Wilder did and tell Al, make the fucking fight happen. Al gonna make it happen. He gonna make it happen. He ain't got another choice. And if he beat Bud, that's what I'm gonna do. Same way I gave Tyson Fury his credit. We ain't in the business of discrediting nobody. We not in the business. If you lose to the second best or the first best guy in the division, what's the shame in it? What's the shame? There's no shame in it. If you lose to the second best guy in the division, it's no shame. You lose to the first guy in the division, it's no shame in it. But it's already been told to me by Premier Boxing Champions employees. It's been told to me that they want to age Bud out. They may not make that fight. So, you know, it's unfortunate though, because I think that fight will be the biggest event that we see for black people. It's the biggest event. Q-Tip, what's going on? He said Derek James throwing the towel in for Errol Spence soon. Well, they're not gonna be. He's not gonna fight this man. They have no intentions of making this fight. And I believe everybody know it after last night, and everybody believe it. Bob Arum has got the best stable in boxing. I say it again. Bob Arum has got the best stable in boxing. And Lord forbid if the zone folds and Canelo don't go to Al Haymon and he go to Bob Arum. He got the best stable in boxing, international wise. He got the best welterweight. He got the best welterweight in my opinion. He got the best heavyweight. He got the best lightweight, however you look at it. He got the best stable in boxing. He got the best small fighters out there. He may have the best 130-pounder Miguel Burchett. Bob Arum willing to do war with any of his fighters against any other promotional company. He got the best 140-pounder in the land, Josh Taylor or Ramirez. I believe it's Taylor. So he got 30. He got probably 30 sold up, 35 sold up, 40 sold up, 47 sold up, 75 sold up, and heavyweight sold up, 122 sold up. Just off the top of my brain, he got 7 divisions where he got the best fighter. I think it's Gary Russell, but Shakir will be at 30 soon. He got 7, the ones I can think of, he got 7 of the number 1, in my opinion, fighters in the division. I say it again. 30 pounds Burchett, 35 pounds Loma Teofimo Lopez, 40 Josh Taylor, 47 Terence Crawford, 75 Arthur Beterbiev. In heavyweight, Tyson Fury. 6, I believe. And 22 in the Nuyuwa. 26 in the Nervetes. So he got 8 divisions where he got the number 1 fighter in the division. 18 and then 22 in the Nervetes. So he got 8 fighters that's number 1 in my opinion in a division. We get Keyshawn Davis a wrap. Ramirez ain't better than Taylor, but hey, however you want. He got Taylor too, it don't matter how you look at it. So he got an international powerhouse, and it's talks that DAZN may be buying it. It's talks that the UFC, the company that owns UFC Endeavors, they may be in talks to buy the majority ownership of Top Rank. So if DAZN and Top Rank join forces, and DAZN is now, you know, they might use the DAZN app as a pay-per-view platform, or they might just take over the ESPN dates with their fighters. Well, Al Haymon could be in a bit of trouble with DAZN financial backing through tech companies and stuff, and Top Rank's TV deal with ESPN. DAZN may take over everything. Dr. Blick, what's going on? DAZN may take over everything. So, well, like I said, they ain't making that Errol Spence fight. But I just want to know, for people that's pro Errol Spence, we all keep it 100. If he don't fight Terence Crawford at 147 pounds, we all keep it 100 and finally admit that PBC fighters or Errol Spence didn't want to smoke. We all finally admitted that Errol Spence lied and said, I won't lead this division without fighting. He lead the division without fighting him. We all admitted. To me, that's worse than a loss. Leaving this division without fighting Bud after you promised it. You know, and what's worse about the situation between the two is that you go to an event like that, all the energy in the stadium. Who won't want to be a part of that? That event was so diverse. And I understand most of the British people won't come, but we gonna fill that bitch up. All the brothers, all the sisters, you know, everybody gonna be there. Shaq, LeBron, Denzel Washington, LL Cool J. You know what I'm saying? All Rolling Stone, Rolling Out magazine. That's gonna bleed some Black Hollywood shit. That's a different type of vibe than fighting Amir Khan or Victor Poster on pay-per-view. That's a different type of vibe than fighting Mikey Garcia or Sean Porter. That's a whole different type of vibe. When you see media that ain't never come to a fight before, who wouldn't want to be part of that? You got an opportunity before you retire to be a part of that type of event where y'all can make $30, $40 million. I mean, if y'all fight twice, y'all can make $100 million. That's an event that should motivate everybody. Yeah, I'm not forcing Errol Spence to do it now. But come 2021, that's something to think about. But then again, he got a car accident. He may be fighting Danny Garcia. All we know, he may be fighting Manny Pacquiao. And if he lose, do I look at it as, if Errol Spence loses his next fight, do I look at it as that he messed up the bag? Absolutely not. Shit happens. You know, he got into a car accident. It happens. You young, you got money. Not saying I wouldn't do the same thing. I'm not saying, oh, he fucked it up because niggas make mistakes. Nobody is perfect. But if he do lose his next fight, or he don't come back the same after the car accident, it's on him. And then a little birdie told me that they seen him in the lobby drunk last night. Well, this morning he was in the lobby drunk. So they saying Errol Spence ain't looking too hot. They said they seen him in the lobby drunk. Now take it how you want to take it. Not doing well last night. Jose, what's going on? So, like I said before, they say Errol Spence is kind of in that place Adrian Broner was at. So, hey. But at the end of the day, for Crawford, it's either you move up, okay? You move up, or you wait for, Maurice Hooker, Jose Ramirez. That fight is done. I heard at 140 pounds, that fight is done. I heard that, let me get to the rumors real quick and I'll open up Q&A. I heard that, I'm trying to read it now. I will do a prediction video for Mikey and Jesse. I'll do some research tonight. But I'm trying to find it right now. Wilder will activate his immediate rematch clause. That's been determined. Canelo, Billy Joe Saunders, they saying that's a done deal. Hooker and Maurice Hooker and Regis done. They said at 140, but Hooker wanted at 43 or 47. Luke Campbell Fortuna done for April 17th. Also heard that Devin Haney vacated his champion and recess WBC belt at 135. Wilder camp is saying they messed up by coming in too heavy. I can't tell you that. Didn't feel good being too heavy. They said about Wilder. Trying to find what else. Yep. Teofimo Lopez and Lomachenko gonna be at on ESPN pay-per-view. Still don't know what venue it's gonna be at, but Lopez is starting camp for Loma in March. So her MGM or MSG. So nobody making excuses for Wilder, bro. He lost. I don't know why y'all so happy that he lost. Shit, he lost. It is what it is. It happens. Muhammad Ali lost. Foreman lost. Frazier lost. You keep going on and on. That's what they saying. He was drunk. 4 in the morning. In the lobby, I heard he was singing, "Nights like this, raindrops will fall." Yeah, he got a problem, bro. But yeah, y'all got any questions? I'll take some questions for as long as y'all got them. Floyd fighting Conor in May. You heard me say it first. Yeah, I know. That's why Manny Pacquiao ain't get it. I talked about that the other day. I don't know. I'm not sure it's gonna be in May. But yeah, I heard. Yeah, Pacquiao tried to fight Conor and then Floyd came in. Floyd's birthday is tomorrow. Bud next fight, don't know. Real fans knew who Wilder was and loved him for it. Salute. We happy because he can't hold that belt hostage. He was never holding it hostage, bruh. Shit. If anything, AJ was holding it hostage. Let's see how fast AJ and Fury get happen. For 9 and champ side got mods with the quickest block in the West. We got it over here too, bruh. My cousin all went to the fight. They seen Earl drunk as fuck. He was drinking at the fight too. Dre Berry. 78 was crying last night. Is Pacquiao still PBC? That's unknown right now. How long should Bud wait? Wait for what? His next fight? I think he should be back by the middle of the year. He should probably at least twice this year. Say that to Wilder's face though. Do you believe Devin ducked Fortuna? He said he had a shoulder problem, so I can't really go against the grain. Give me 1 second. Yeah, I don't know. Fortuna a tough fight, man. I like Fortuna versus Luke Campbell. Luke Campbell got problems with aggressive fighters. Luke Campbell too passive. How Fury or Ruiz do against Fury, he get the shit beat out of him. Yeah, he get beat up. For about 15 minutes, he did that plant fight pass 2020 Benavidez. Uh, Josh, what's going on? He says, no disrespect to Water, but why these other channels so silent today, though? They are. I ain't. Shit. Do you do things extra? Do you things that extra muscle had a? It could have. I think the shot to the back of the head did the most to the side, but that was Water fight turn that way. Sound crazy, but I'm shocked. Water, I'm not shocked. I'm not shocked at all neither. Fury, good fighter. Tiger, what's going on? He said I'm not a black fan. I couldn't. This shit moving fast as hell. Give me a minute. One second. I'm gonna get back in there. I'm gonna get on my phone. I'm gonna get your comment, man. He's I'm not a black fan. I feel terrible for my brother Deontay. Yeah, it happens. Shit, you gotta put that shit behind you. A little loss. Can Water beat Fury? I mean, yeah, but I wouldn't bet on it. I mean, anything can happen in the heavyweight division on this level. We'll see how he bounce back. Bro, Ruiz's inside game is better than Fury. But Fury control the distance, though. Fury just walk him. That's what he would do. He would walk him. It'd be if Ruiz can get inside his reach. He said, "Lil, you need to bow down to King Fury. Get out of here." LA 12, Luke Campbell Fortuna will be the co-main event for Progress and Hooker. Okay. I don't know why they doing it in MSG. I like to see that in Texas. Water loss was the worst loss I've seen from my favorite fighter. Nah. Mine's probably was Broner and Madonna because I didn't watch the full fight at the time. Hooker can beat Progress. Put your money where your mouth is. I got Progress, bro. Whoever want to bet on that fight, I bet it. I got Progress easy. Did Charlo and Andrade link at the fight? I didn't see the other Charlo there. Why was Wilder gassed in the second? I don't know. Probably the extra muscle. And Fury was hitting that nigga with some power jabs too, man. Wilder was hitting Fury and Fury was eating them motherfuckers. Can Wilder be the same again? Yeah, he could be the same again. I think if it would have went on for another round or two, then we talking about shit. Will he be physically ready to fight in another 8 or 10 months? But I think the stoppage saved him some time on his career. That was kind of a rabbit punch, not on purpose, but the thing messed Wilder up. Same thing with AJ when he got clocked on top of his head, he never recovered. But Wilder, I mean, it wasn't on purpose shot; it was just heated a battle. Wilder should move up and fight Brook in the spring. Castanos and Shannon Winner should fight for the WBO. Yeah, Castanos and Teixeira, they fighting a week before Canelo. But yeah, I like to see, Crawford and Brook at this point because ain't nothing else to see. Ali had 5 losses. Yup. The best beat I heard Eddie Hearn would pay Puev $10 million for he to let AJ and Fury fight in the summer in Saudi. It's not gonna happen. IBF don't do step asides. If Puev take that step aside, that means he gonna lose his ranking. I lose my ranking for $10 million, but they gotta pay Wilder to take a step back for the Saudi to take a step back too. So you got $10 million to pay Wilder. Wilder may not even take the 10. Why take 10 when I can get my ass beat for another 35 or 40? Layla and Clarissa Shields. I don't know, man. Layla been out for a while. She's still looking good shape though. But I ain't sure. Layla a big woman. That's a money grab though. They really don't dislike each other. It's just a money thing. Teixeira Castanos prediction. Yeah, we could have fight. I give one. I like both fighters though. Appreciate the OG boxing. I'm still laughing off the Earl going drunk off the lobby singing note. That's what they said. He was drunk in the lobby. Somebody else, Dre said it too. LMS say I was rooting for Wilder, but last night was bad. Canelo Ramirez gonna show everyone to properly dispose of a brick. Mark my words. I agree with Canelo. Josh Taylor getting his ass whooped. Josh Taylor beating Ramirez's ass. Who got the first question? Fury would have killed Wilder if it was one more. I mean, I don't know if he would have killed him. He definitely would have fucked him up. I don't think. I'm glad they stopped the fight when they did. They should have stopped it a little bit earlier, but I think they put years on his life by stopping that fight. Rod Rodriguez, 78 clown self, was saying Fury beating Wilder was upset, kind of like Buster beating Tyson. How though? Fury ain't no bum though. Yeah, it was no upset, bro. It was a 50-50 at the betting poll. So it wasn't no Tyson Douglas upset. Nobody seen that coming. I'm a Hooker fan, but progress destroys him. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I like Hooker too. Wilder legs is still my biggest question. Yeah, you need to put some weight on there. That nigga got chicken wing legs. Wilder looked like he had sex before the fight. Women weaken legs, Rock. Just bet Charlo was storming out of there like lost some serious bread. Yeah, he was. You crazy. Zoe, what's going on? Boxing General Wilder was prepared for a defensive Fury, but Fury was offensive. He was speaking it all week. Shit, all build up. I want to see Canelo lose. He needs to come out and witness protection. That ain't gonna happen. Not under this contract. Truth Liberator say, if the equilibrium thing has any truth to it, I'm definitely taking Wilder in a rematch. Maybe so. I'm thinking same thing happened to AJ. AJ got hit on the top of the head. Wilder in the back. That's how that Richard Colon dude ended up getting messed up, getting hit on the back of the head. You see Manny fighting Bud. If the bag right, I think if the zone put the money up, yeah. Layla fine. Yeah, she married to the Curtis Conway, the old NFL receiver. If the money right, Manny do anything at this point, because Floyd ain't gonna fight him. Maybe spend a little too much time with his wife during camp. Could have. Or maybe just Fury was the better fighter. Anthony Joshua quick to call out Tyson Fury this morning. You ain't lying. Hughie Fury said Wilder ain't a bum. He ain't. You don't make it this far being no bum. How did Fury all of a sudden gain that much strength and win 12 rounds so I don't win? Good. I mean, it happens. Shit. Trying to think of somebody. Agent Manny. Well, Manny Pacquiao ain't no great fucking thing. Ain't a great example. Manny Pacquiao didn't look like shit versus Broner. And then he came out like Keith Thurman. I think fighters get up for certain fights, just like any other. When the Clippers play the Kings and shit, and they play the Lakers, you know, they get up and they look like a championship team. And they play the Kings or, you know, the Magic, they don't look like the same team. So, certain fighters, you know, like I said before, I don't think he took Otto Wallin serious. He took Wilder seriously. For real. So, fighters get up for certain fights and they don't get up for certain. That's how upsets happen. Mike Tyson didn't train for Buster Douglas. He thought he was going to go in there and just show up and beat Buster ass. And that ain't what happened. It wasn't an upset, but the loss was devastating. Yeah. Text Tech, they asked Spence about Bud fighting Kell Brook. Like Spence was hating on the idea yet. He don't want to fight Bud. I peeped that. All I heard from Fred was that he thinks that was the greatest ring interest of all time and that he will not talk about the fight. I mean, I don't even know why y'all listen to that clown. I don't know why y'all listen to him. No objectivity, bro. None. That definitely wasn't the greatest ring interest of all time. Fury shit was dope as hell, too. I don't know why you're talking about Fury ring. And then remember Floyd fought on Tour Gotti? That shit was dope. Roy Jones with Scarface. Yep. Roy Block. Roy Jones and James Toney was great too. It's the Thuggish Ruggeds, bro. Shit, I keep going on great ring interest. Remember Floyd fought in Grand Rapids with the full-length mink with Filthy Rich Records on the back? No, IG had Rocky 4 Mims with Thorne. I seen it. Ho Wilder come back stronger, but you think he will take the... Yeah, he already said he's taking a rematch. I already heard it. He needs to keep his girlfriend out of camp and his daughter. Yeah, maybe he do need to go into a secluded area. People saying Wilder is a fraud. He lost. Shit, it happens. No, man, Fury waiting on it. Fury won, bro. Stop taking it away from him, bro. He won the fight. You can't take nothing away from him, bro. He won the fight. They did VADA. If the VADA test come back, he won. I don't know why it's so hard for you to envision. He came in 272. He won the fight. You think Wilder will show out for the trilogy? I don't know. Maybe he show up for just a check. I think he got too much pride not to. Joseph Gutierrez says Wilder fight. Yeah, he is. Bigger challenge than Joshua rematch. Yeah, it's definitely a bigger challenge. Kind of similar though. Difference is Fury is probably perhaps the best heavyweight in the world. Andrew Weeds wasn't the best heavyweight in the world. Nobody thought he was at the time, and they both got hit with equilibrium shots. So it's definitely a taller test. I think he do need to go to AJ route and bring a Lennox into his camp to assist. Yeah, remember how Pac-Man got knocked out by Marquez? It happens. Pacquiao is resilient too. He still end up, Pacquiao been knocked out 3 times in his career cold. I'm telling y'all, Wilder legs were weakened before that fight started. Too much love making with the life. Everybody making excuses saying Fury on some, that nigga won. He won. Y'all can't take that away from him. He won, bro. If they did test and he passed the test, he won. Prince Nazim was legendary. That nigga wasn't shit. He was a fucking gimmick. Evander Wilder gonna have to fight White. No. He fighting, I'm telling you, he taking a trilogy. AJ stopped in the 7th round. Wilder stopped in the 7th round. Yeah, that is true. Camacho had an epic interest versus Sugar Ray, even though he had just came out of the retirement home. Yeah, I was late in Sugar Ray. It was Sugar Ray last fight, one of them. You think Wilder win the rematch? No, I wouldn't bet on it. I wouldn't bet on it either way. How do you think Wilder should fight Fury in the 3rd fight? I don't know, this dog barking. I don't know my dog barking for it. Shit, my dog barking. Shut up! I don't know, man. That's something I have to go back and look at the film, but I think he need to push Fury back. Or he need to time Fury and punch with Fury. I think that's how he'd get Fury. We gotta definitely keep his head up and not move back with his hands down. Hands up, I mean. What can Wilder do different? Keep his hands up. Keep his chin down. Not and just stay aggressive. Be first. That's the first thing I noticed. Chin is his hands was down, moving straight back. I think he need to move laterally. Work with a lot of tall sparring partners. Be first. Do more of that check hook he did. He did a nice little check hook late in the fight. I think he need to do more turn Fury. He need to be first. He let Fury be first. He let Fury be second. He let Fury be third. He need to back Fury up and walk Fury into a corner and work the body. He needs to get rid of Jay. All they ever work on is throwing the 1-2. We never see him working on head movement combinations. Yeah, I wouldn't get rid of the team though. I would bring in Lennox. I bring in Lennox Lewis. That's what I just do with Joshua. It's too late in the game to bring in a new team. Fury was not on Pez, bro. Let it go. He was the better fighter. There's nothing you can do about it, bro. He was a better fighter. Chocolito versus Yafi is the code. Yeah, I heard. Chocolito. Water was up in them red bone cheeks of them. No, he just lost. Hold on, man. This nigga keep barking. What nigga barking at? Fury won fair and square, but they saying Wilder chin weak, but Fury outweighed him by 40 pounds. Exactly, bro. I was trying to tell people it's a big weight advantage. That's a junior welterweight fighting a cruiserweight. After AJ lost, it was like, okay, we know this guy Ruiz isn't number one. Yeah, true. So it must be one of the other two. There's a little more than Fury got a history of being on that stuff. He looked different in the fight last night. I'm just saying. How different? What do you mean he looked different? No one thought Ruiz would last. Boxing guys not playing with these fighters anymore. Fury just a hawk, and he made it a wrestling match. He wasn't no hawk. He looked sloppy and big. What up, Philly boxing? He said Corey Spinks his ass due to 2 in St. Louis when Nelly broke Spinks out. Yeah, and the nigga ended up getting his ass whooped. That was a record crowd too. Yeah, he need to be first and be in the middle. That nigga was moving back to him. Sugar Hill game plan was on point. Worked to a tee up. I think Wilder should have jabbed him as well. Yeah, after he got clipped to the back of the head, it wasn't no more of that. He was in retreat mode. His stance being down is one thing I legit think can't be changed. Yeah, it can. That definitely could be changed. What do you think Wilder can do to beat Fury? Keep his hands up, be first, punch first. Now, things that probably can't be changed is probably punching with him and counter punching. That's what I would say. That's probably going to be the hardest thing to get him to do. I think just Fury being tall is harder for Wilder to do. If Wilder struggle with guys that's as tall as him. And Fury just his match. He just got his number. Some dudes just got certain dudes' number. Lennox and Fury, I like Lennox. Even good boxers often make the mistake and it's built in Wilder's style. But he can work on it. I'm telling you, he can pick his hands up. Heavyweight, the weakest division, and always will be last technically sound division of all the top guys. There got major holes. Yeah, true. Yep. Sugar Hill said he's done being a coach. He did. I bring in Lewis, Holmes, or Bo, Jam Master. They banned both from the event last night. I think Larry Holmes would be a better than Lennox for Wilder. Well, Lennox already been working with Wilder, so they understand. So they got a rapport, but maybe Larry would be. He would probably have to move to Pennsylvania. That's where he's staying at. His trainer said his costume was too heavy. I seen that shit. People thought Fury would have to knock. People thought Fury would have to knock, I think, Wilder out in the back foot. No, he came forward. I'm down with King Wilder, but he had to stand his ground and trade with Fury. He came back up. Agreed. United Soto Nation, some of them dudes be emotionally attached to these fighters, either in a positive context or negative context. Agreed. Wilder needs to train that now. Yeah, I mean, shit, when he get healthy enough to stop being sore, I think he need to train with visual, visual training. He said LDBC quiet. I wouldn't know. Wilder should have called in sick yesterday, man. They would have killed that nigga. He fucked that money up. Charles Washington, Gerald Washington caught the main event. Something fishy about how Fury camp covered the cameras on the locker room. Yeah, I wasn't paying no attention. I was probably eating on my on my last drink. Honestly, I don't think Wilder jabbing more helps him unless he's first. Yeah, he got to be first. I definitely agree with that. He definitely got to be first. Or if he's not going to be first, this is the hardest thing to do. Punch with Tyson Fury and time him. And a lot of fighters can't do that. A lot of fighters cover up when that fire comes. Danny Garcia and Crawford, and Teofimo Lopez, 2 of the best counter punchers in boxing. 3 of them. They'll catch it and shoot it. They'll punch with you. That's how you beat Manny Pacquiao. I have a feeling that he will be back and start because I have a feeling that he can get his title back. He trying to get that bread. Wilder loves throwing the right hand off the hip. Yeah, I don't like that shit. Lynch should train Wilder. After this fight, I definitely want to see the best fight each other. C4, Truth Liberator, I think he'll always revert with his hands down. No, he won't, especially if you teach him to keep it up. That's just lack of training, bro. Was it a pro Wilder Fury crowd? David Buster's. That joint probably was loud. I think it was more of a Wilder crowd, to be honest. It was a lot of different people, white people, black people. Everybody was shocked when Wilder lost. My boy, he left. He marched out that motherfucker. And it was like he had his Wilder shirt on. I was buzzed like a motherfucker. So I ain't really feel nothing. I was buzzed as hell. I was feeling good. Wilder need inside. I knew if Fury got an inside, Wilder didn't have no inside game. I said that before. I wish I didn't have happen on Black History. You ain't lying, bro. You know that's on that, like you said, bro, to beat up a power puncher, dig in his chest, and yep, Andre Ward did the same thing to Kovalev. If Spence still getting drunk, I think won't be fighters. Well, shit, there's been a lot of drunk fighters. Frankie Randall was drunk beating up on Chavez. You know, Sugar Ray Leonard had his downfalls too. That kind of cut his longevity off, but yeah, you could be a great drunk fighter. Just cut your longevity off. Wilder got schooled, one punch wonder. So, it happens. It was so easy, why everybody don't come in there and do what Wilder did then? No, Spence ain't learned this lesson. Spence damaged goods. So I don't know. You would think they would have got him help and put him in rehab or something like that. He got a loving family. He got a father. You know? Hold on. Wow. Crazy. Spence damaged goods. Man, that body shot, yeah, that body shot was crucial. Right in that corner, that right hand, wow. Yeah, any more questions? What you think about Lil B-Hop? Oh, a beast. I think he next up. Him, Ennis, Shakur, Devin. They said Devin Haney vacated his They said Devin Haney vacated his belt. I don't know how true that is. I don't know. Mm. I don't know. Hold on. Shakur versus Gary Russell. I probably favor Gary Russell right now, but Shakur probably can win that. Good fighter. King Tug was a good fight for Gary Russell. He needed that tough type of. The Brazil fight was only one round. He should have fought in August. I mean, you know, these dudes only got so many dates. When these promoters don't work together, they only got so many dates. So even if these dudes want to fight 3 or 4 times a year, financially they will have to take a significant pay cut to do that. What you think the best? Who you think the best is between Devin and Shakur? Right now, I like Shakur. He got a better pro style. Devin Haney a better athlete. But Devin Haney can fight too. It's real early right now. You never know. Ryan might grow into be the best one. I doubt it, but you never know. It ain't all about skills too. It's all about who get match made the best. That's a huge part of it too. Matchmaking, huge part. Devin versus Mikey. I probably favor Mikey, but coming down in weight might be hard for Mikey. We see how Mikey looked this weekend. I'll do a prediction video for Mikey and Jesse tomorrow. Yeah, Fury was phenomenal. Shakur and Lil B-Hop early. That's gonna be like some Mayweather versus like Pernell type shit. It's gonna be a real technical fight. That's gonna be a chess match. That's gonna be a chess match. I think Shakira is just a little bit farther along right now. But they both really good fighters. You think Teofimo beats Loma? I hope, but it could. It could or couldn't happen. We'll see. They arguing over venue. Do you think the extra weight hurt him? Could have. I think it was more Fury than the weight. Garcia should go down to 40. He got potential. Could. I don't know if he can beat Josh Taylor or Devin coming back down in weight. He was already a little blown up at 140. I didn't think he was that good. The welterweight division needs to get their shit together. Who is Lil B? Christopher Colbert. I favor Mikey as well. Oscar brings up Ryan along just right. Linares will be good. Yeah. That's going to be a dangerous fight. Linares is a good puncher. How do you think Andy Ruiz versus Wilder would go? Wilder, before this fight, Wilder by knockout. Wilder do good versus shorter fighters. Andy might be winning some rounds, but I think Wilder would punch Andy between Andy combinations and knock him out. But after this fight, you got to see physically how Wilder look. Bob Arum back in Loma, Teofimo. I think Lomachenko contract up soon with Top Rank too, so he might be more invested in Teofimo Lopez. Shakir could be a great. He got the look, the media likes. Good fighter. He can be sponsored. Yeah. Do you still think T.O. Bumbash his way to Loma? Nah, he fought Richard Comey. Richard Comey was a worthy opponent to get to this type of fight. I still think Loma beats T.O. I probably favor Loma right now. I'll do some film work, but I'm pulling for T.O. You see Crawford wrote on. Yeah, I seen that shit. Somebody just sent it to me. Holmes versus Lewis in the prime. I like Larry Holmes. It's my favorite heavyweight. That's 50-50 because Wilder hates volume. Nah, Ruiz is too short. Anytime Wilder can Wilder just struggled with taller fighters. Ruiz before this fight, Deontay would have stopped him. I didn't see Gabriel Forrest's fight last night. I seen the blonde hair dude lose. That's the only fight I remember seeing. Aviani beat him. He was beating his ass with that overhand right. Yeah, I was moving and shaking yesterday. Why was Larry Holmes so hated? Shit. Because he beat the shit out of Muhammad Ali, but he ain't had no choice. He ain't had no choice. I mean, what y'all want the nigga to do? Shakir said he knew he will have to fight Tank and Haney down the line. He'd beat Tank right now. He'd beat the dog walking shit out of Tank. Tank mind ain't right. That's the difference. Chris said Wilder should never have been champ for that long. He didn't have enough to his fight game. I mean, at the end of the day, Tyson Fury is the best heavyweight. Like, what the fuck else you expect? He lost to the number one heavyweight in the world. Y'all act like he lost to, like, I can see if he lost to Andy Ruiz like AJ did. Most people barely had Andy Ruiz inside the top 15. That's so crazy to me. This nigga lose to the pinnacle of the division. The guy who beat the guy, Vladimir Klitschko. You know? Y'all act like he lost to Andy Ruiz. AJ got more sympathy for losing to Andy Ruiz. At least Deontay Wilder said I lost to the best nigga in the division. That's the crazy thing about it. Y'all act like the nigga lost to the FN Jobway or some shit like that. Come on, man. Dominic Brazil ain't trash neither, though. If he trash, he went like 8 rounds with AJ. He went 8 rounds with AJ, bro. Come on. His eardrum wasn't busted. It just was bleeding. They said it didn't bust. Out the D, I don't know too many young fighters, bro. I hear the Figueroa kid from Southwest that knocked down Teofimo Lopez. I don't know. Lipius and Qdoba, I don't know who's going to win that one. Probably 50-50. Lipius struggle with movers. Qdoba good boxing. It'll be a good fight. Lipius got the punching power. If Fury beat AJ, would you rate Fury as top 10 or no? Maybe. I don't know who top 10. Depends. I mean, I know Ali, Holmes, Lewis in there, Evander probably in there. I'll probably put Vitali in there. Joe Frazier will be in there. Jack Johnson to be in there. Possibly Riddick. So maybe. I know I'm forgetting some guys, but maybe. He said Larry Holmes struggles. He fought the most popular heavyweight in heavyweight history, Ali. AJ beat Klitschko too. That motherfucking Fury beat Klitschko first. AJ got a Klitschko coming off a 1.5 year layoff. Come on, let's tell the whole facts. Fury beat the nigga first. Took 2 fights and 19 rounds for Wilder to definitely lose to Fury. Gabriel Flores the truth, he's special. Brazil went 8 rounds with AJ in the 17th fight. So what? 17 or 15? It don't matter. That should be killing me. Oh, it was his 17th fight? Yeah, fuck up out of here. That shit don't. Oh, it was his 13th fight. Don't give a fuck, nigga. You got a championship belt, right? Oh, Mike Tyson did this in his 13th. Nah, nigga, you got a belt. Klitschko was 40 when Fury beat him. He beat him. So did motherfucking Corey Sanders. What's going on, Corey Lee? Holmes was champ for like 7 years. He had 19 successful defenses when he slept on Michael's. Man, they robbed that nigga versus Michael Spinks. Otto Ali might be KO after all styles make fights. Mike Tyson ain't in my top 10. He didn't beat nobody, bro. Popularity wise, yeah, Mike Tyson ain't in my top 10. Otto Ali versus Dominic Brazil. I don't fucking know. Shit, that can go either way. Is Dominic Brazil still alive? That motherfucker still alive, nigga? Shit, I'm talking about Dominic Brazil, nigga. I ain't seen him till his legs was discombobulated from his torso. Shit, after he retires, Fury is gonna be a popular Joe Kazaki in the U.S. AJ loss was funny. I don't care who you are. Beat by a fat Mexican. Boxing back in America where Negroes can lose and still be stars. Mike was 17, knocking out grown men in my top 10. He didn't beat nobody, though. He definitely didn't beat nobody. What's Mike Tyson's best win? Michael Spinks crying ass? Every top fight he lost. Buster, Lennox, Evander. That motherfucker ain't beat nobody. He didn't. He can be the youngest, but you don't mean you the best. He definitely not rated higher than Larry Holmes. He beat an old ass Larry Holmes coming off the cops too. He beat Gary Cooney ass. He beat every big fight Mike had. That nigga lost it. He said I watched the fight through. Tyson Hook was hitting Wilder on the side and back of the head. Yeah. Trevor Berbick. Nigga beat Trevor Berbick. Yeah, I'm glad they stopped that fight when they did. Wilder probably was going. That nigga was already damn near dead on that table in the back. Shit. His coach did the right thing. Kenny Bayless did the right thing. I watched Nevada's fight last night. I don't know. It looked like that Nevada's about to move up, though. I don't think he can make that weight too much longer. Yeah, Wilder kept dropping his hands or extending them. He beat Busted Mathis Jr. Holyfield fought everybody. FA and the boys beat the shit out of FA and Jawboy. Jawboy too stiff. Joshua finna beat Fury and shocked everyone. He maybe. I like Fury in that one though. Everybody throwing Mark under the bus. He nigga saved his fighter. Wilder ain't had nothing else to give, bro. Tyson Fury was trying to kill him in there. Wilder ain't had nothing less to give. I don't know why they killing Mark Breland. Breland was trying to say he cared about the nigga. He cared. I would say they should stop the fight fourth round. They was killing me at the bar. Oh no, you can't. I'm like, that nigga done. I seen a lot of fighters. When Ryan Najee said, "Come back to me," them legs wasn't coming back. You'll always be, motherfucking. Them legs wasn't coming back to Wilder last night. It was a wrap. And Fury was digging into his body. Fury was intentionally taking his time, systematically punishing Wilder in Black History Month. He said, Tyson Fury, I wish they didn't throw the towel. I know he was doing it on purpose. I can tell he was holding up. He was changing levels and changing speeds and touching them and mixing in hard. I knew what he was doing. That's why I was glad they stopped the fight. He was punishing the shit out of his ass on purpose. Anybody knew that. He was carrying Wilder. He could have stopped Wilder in like the third or fourth round if he wanted to. He was trying to punish Wilder and then knock him out like in the 12th round. Only one that cared about Wilder enough to throw the towel. Exactly. You can see in the corner, his eyes like dilated. His eyes as big as hell, like silver dye. I said, they need to stop this shit. I know when somebody got enough. I would have threw the towel in. He just had to beat my ass in the back. And I was like, yeah, he stop this shit. I thought I was watching Roots. Your name is Toby. He licked the blood off. I would have killed that cracker. I ain't gonna lie. I would have killed his ass. I would have went to the back and did a above the rim. I would have grabbed my pistol and I went right in his locker room and shot that motherfucker. You ain't gonna lick the blood off me. I would have got my pistol. Pow! One slang. MGM Grand. Get the gun, G. Yeah, Wilder was fucked up. Crazy. But yeah, I'm about to slide out of here. Appreciate everybody for checking in. What's next for Wilder? He rematching. They're doing a rematch. He already said it. So they're rematching. So. But yeah, appreciate everybody for checking in. Don't forget we on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Reach out to the email if you got a business question, inquiry, sponsorship, or video request. Appreciate it for sharing the videos, man. Best way to donate is share the video, but you'll see Cash App, PayPal in the description. He said Trump probably have. You ain't lying, bro. They got the picture of Fury standing over Wilder talking about this in every this is gonna be in every white barbershop across America. I ain't gonna lie, man. I think Fury should have gotten a point taken away for doing that. Possibly, man. But hey, appreciate everybody for checking in, man. Keep sharing the videos, man. We gone.